Alright guys, so a few weeks ago I reviewed this Yor from Atlas Studio and I loved it. She also came with an NSFW version on a separate base, which is important to point out. And today I will be getting in a new Yor Forger statue, this time from Creation Studios. And this one came in a beautiful box. I love the artwork on the front of the box here. Packaging was perfect. It does come with straps. You guys know already that I love it when studios do this, and inside packaging was immaculate as well. Everything seemed to be fit perfectly. Nothing was going to move in transit, and I received no broken parts. And getting into it, the base was huge. This is way bigger than the one that I got from Atlas. I do believe the scaling is different as well, but I love the base here. It does have, like, there's rubble all over the place. It does kind of represent some of the scenes from Spy Family, so love the base. Looks very cool, and it is very huge. I believe this is more of like a 1/5 scale possibly, but yeah, just look at those proportions. They're out of this world. She does come with two different body sculpts. This is the suitable for work version. There is another one that is not suitable for work, but this one does include the dress. It has a very glossy finish, which I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the glossy finish, but I guess if it is latex, it makes sense for it to be glossy. Here are her legs. They just attach to her body, and these attach pretty cool to the base. One side is magnetic, just attaches to the magnetic strip on the right hand side, and the other side has a metal peg which goes into the statue on the left hand side, like so. So yeah, everything fit perfectly here. I didn't have any issues, as I have been having with some of my recent statues, so I was very happy to be able to put this one in easily into place. But yes, I love the pose here. Definitely way better than the one from Atlas Studio. We do have Yor in action, and she looks sexy while she is in action. But very quickly, I did want to bring in Atlas just so you guys can see the scale comparison. Going right back into Creation Studios, you can see that the hands are actually sculpted very nicely. All of her fingernails also have paint, and the paint job was done very well. I didn't see any paint transfer from the fingernails onto the hands. And again, she does have these latex sleeves, which just everywhere there's black, it's gonna be glossy. So if you guys don't like glossy, maybe stay away from this one. Although I will say this is possibly currently the best Yor in the market. I will go ahead and say that right now. Going into her weapons were huge. This is like way more than even double the scale of the other Yor statue that I have. They are also metal, so the points are pretty dangerous. You can actually poke your eye out with this if you're not too careful. But yeah, I just thought that they're definitely not like a dagger anymore. It's more like a sword at this point. And I did look at some images online of the anime, and yeah, I definitely think that this was overscaled, but it still looks fine. It looks pretty cool, honestly. And going into the head sculpt, we have two different head sculpts. This is the realistic version, which honestly doesn't look too bad. Her little headband is metal. The earrings are also metal. So very high quality head sculpt right here. I actually also love the way that the hair flows on here, both in this head sculpt and in the anime version. But yeah, I will say if you guys are into the realistic figures, this is definitely one of the better ones that I've seen, and definitely way better than my Makima statue that I own. But here is the anime head sculpt, and this one, in my opinion, just looks 10 times better. I love her blushing face, although I will say I wish they would have given her serious face that she has when she's in action. If you guys know what I'm talking about, she definitely has a serious face in the anime, and this one doesn't really look like she's in her assassin mode, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So I wish they would have given us another head sculpt with the anime version, but what we got still looks very good. And when you put everything together, it looks beautiful, as you guys can see right here. I'm trying to show you guys every single side of this statue, and here's a comparison of it next to Atlas Studio. We will now be doing a comparison of Creation Studio versus Atlas Studio. And the first thing that I want to mention is the texture here on Atlas Studio. I do prefer that over the glossy look. It just feels and looks better in my opinion. So I wish Creation Studio would have gone that route. I also prefer the black on red on the inner side of her cape. I just think it makes it more clear that they are roses on there. You can't really tell that they're roses on the Creation Studio side. And then the skin tight dress, again, I do like the way that it looks on Atlas Studio, just a little bit better. But the face, it's pretty tiny on Atlas Studio. That was one of my Parts that I was a little bit iffy on, the hair as well. Creation Studio definitely wins in that category, and also in the pose. I think this pose is way better. Again, you get to see Yor in action here. One thing I didn't like about Atlas is that she kind of leans over a little bit, but her proportions I do think are a little bit better, just because they're a little bit overboard on Creation Studio. But I think that was the point, because Creation Studio is known for their more mature statues, but overall, I do think Creation Studio is the better statue here. So now let's take a quick look at the NSFW version. I did have to cover it up here, so if you guys want some uncensored photos, definitely head over to my Discord. I did post them in the NSFW chat, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what her body sculpt looked like right here. So I lifted up her skirt. They did a really good job here, not gonna lie. Her curves look very good without the dress, but I do like that Atlas Studio did give us a separate head sculpt for the NSFW version. I think Creation should have done the same, but overall, love both of these. Can't go wrong with either of them.